Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Straight Talk on Social Media. This is Ian Desher, Digital Marketing Specialist from Pivot Group on the Friday before Thanksgiving. I hope you all have plans to be with friends and family next Thursday. Today we're going to be talking about Instagram web profiles, which is something new that's being offered by Instagram. And before we do that, there's a good bunch of news to talk about. A bunch of news with Facebook. First of all, they have introduced what they're calling the Social Jobs app. And the Social Jobs app debuted with, as you can see here, debuted with something like 1.7 million jobs. And so basically this is Facebook's way of maybe trying to take on LinkedIn a little bit by showing that they too can be a hub for people to post jobs and for people to find jobs online. So it'll be interesting to see how well Facebook competes against LinkedIn with something like this. Also interesting, I think, because I don't know what sort of a link at this point there will be to people's profiles. With LinkedIn, one of the great things, obviously, is you can go to people's profile and see their work experience, basically be looking at sort of an online resume for them. And I don't think Facebook has, at this point, plans to link it to people's Facebook profiles, which certainly would tell a different picture about somebody than their LinkedIn profile might. Anyway, so the Social Jobs app is out there now, and we'll keep an eye on it to see what it means for LinkedIn. Facebook is in the process of developing the ability to reply to comments. So right now when you post something or somebody else posts something, obviously you can comment on that. Now they're actually talking about having a system for writing a specific reply to a comment that already exists. So you can see sort of how that would look here. Here's somebody's comment and then another comment, and then there's an option here to write a reply to that comment. So you can see and you can also see that here with the reply button next to the like button. So it sort of is a way that Facebook is in some ways going with the way that blog comments, it's sort of going in the same direction that blog comments and things like that have gone, where there can sort of be threads within threads so that people can respond specifically to comments that other people make. And so it'll be interesting to see how that takes off. Facebook, you may have heard some of the rumbling about the fact that it is appearing recently in the last few weeks, maybe even the last couple months, that Facebook is really taking down the number, reducing the amount that it is showing company posts to people who like various companies. And so the message that you are putting out as a company is not getting maybe the engagement that it used to, because it's not getting the airtime that it used to. It's just not showing up in people's feeds as much as it used to. It's strongly suspected that the reason behind this is that Facebook is really making this push for promoted posts, so that companies can actually, instead of just posting regularly and hoping that their likers see it, they can actually pay to have their posts put in front of people. So I haven't heard a single person who's really happy about this. My wife last night was talking about how she's starting to see posts from companies that she hasn't even liked showing up in her news feed, and I said, yes, well, those are promoted posts. So what's happening is those are companies who have paid to have their posts promoted to you because you're probably friends with somebody who likes that company. And she said, wow, I'm going to stop using Facebook. And I said, well, no, you're really not. You're going to complain about it like we all do, and then we're going to continue using it because it's a free service we rely on. But I do think it's an important note for companies. I will say that promoted posts from a company point of view, they are cheaper than ads, and according to a recent study that I shared a couple webinars ago, it appears that promoted posts actually get more traction than Facebook ads on the side of the screen do. So yes, this is upsetting that Facebook would do this. On the other hand, promoted posts may be a good a good way to spend your advertising dollars on Facebook. It sounds also there's a rumor circulating that Facebook is going to be reintroducing classifieds. Facebook used to have a classified system several years ago, and it sounds like they are considering starting something else like this, so sort of a Craigslist meets Facebook kind of phenomenon. So we'll keep our eye on that, but just wanted to report on it for now. Obviously, if it happens, there could be business applications for it. Twitter recently, or sorry, is in the process of introducing Instagram-like filters for photos that you post on Twitter. So Instagram is in this way sort of taking a shot at Facebook, who owns Instagram, and saying, well, if you're going to have this cool sort of photo filtering system, then we're going to do something similar. So expect to see that coming in the next few months here from Twitter as they sort of, seek to offer everything that Facebook is offering and more. And other big piece of news just from a couple days ago, Pinterest is now offering business profiles. So businesses have always been able to create Pinterest accounts. That hasn't been a new thing. That in itself is not a new thing. But now they actually have specific business profiles that they are offering to businesses, and they are different than normal Pinterest accounts. And actually, my next webinar, 2 weeks from today, will be on Pinterest business profiles, explaining how to set them up and how to use them. So you can look forward to that if Pinterest is something that interests you. And now I want to move into the focus, straight talk on Instagram web profiles. So Instagram up to this point has been an app that you can only use with your phone. And in fact, when you would go to the Instagram website, all you would really see were links to the apps and really nothing more. But now they have just introduced web profiles, and it's not too surprising, I think, that because Instagram is owned by Facebook, these profiles have, I think, sort of a Facebook look to them, and I'll show you that in just a second. There's at this point, no special sort of Instagram business web profile. However, we'll let you know if they do start something like that the way Pinterest has. So I want to show you a little bit today how to set up a web profile for your business, and what it does and what it doesn't do, and that sort of thing. So first of all, just how to get started here. If you don't already have an Instagram account for your business that you use with a mobile phone, then you actually have to start with your mobile phone to create the account. There's no way to go to Instagram.com right now and create a new account. You can log into your account and view people's web profiles, but you can't actually, at this point, create a new account through their website. So still, you'd have to download the application, and then you can see here in this middle section, when you click on register, it gives you this register screen where you can create a username and a password, and it gives you the option to log in with using your Facebook information, but actually I don't believe at this point they have that connected to Facebook pages, so it would only be an individual profile. So you probably don't want to use that if you're setting it up for your business. And then you can put in your email and your name and so forth. And then once you do that, you can see here I created the username Pivot Group, and then you can edit your profile further. You can upload or take a profile picture, and you can add in some more information, which I'll show you in just a second. I should add about this that your username becomes what your URL on Instagram is. So because we set Pivot Group as our username, we now have Instagram.com/pivotgroup. So that's the way that works. So just know that when you're setting up your username, it is going to be public, and it's going to be something fairly, it's important to think about what that username is, because that's going to be how people find you on Instagram if you are sharing this web profile with others. So then when you go to Instagram's homepage, this is what it looks like right now. And down in the left-hand corner, you can see the link here for your account. And so that's the way that you can actually log in to your Instagram account after you've created it on your mobile phone. Now, if you already have an Instagram account for your business, you should be able to just go to the Instagram site and log in this way as well. So just know that that's something you can do. And so you just log in using the username you've set up and the password that you have set up. And then you have, you can edit your profile, again, either here or on your mobile phone. Now, one interesting thing that I found as I was doing this was that you can only update your profile picture from your mobile phone. So again, we're starting to run into some of the limitations of what they are allowing you to do and are not yet allowing you to do when it comes to Instagram web profiles. The profile picture itself has to be set using the mobile application. So I assume that at some point they may change that, although I do wonder if maybe part of the reason they've set it up this way is because they really want you to use an Instagram picture for your profile photo. So if they allow you to upload anything from your computer, there may be less of a chance to use an Instagram photo. Now, when you're uploading a profile picture from your mobile phone, you could actually use a photo that's not an Instagram photo. So there is still that possibility, but I do wonder if that's why they're limiting it, or if maybe they just haven't gotten around to it yet. So you can see we put in some name and email information. You can put in a phone number. All of this information is basically optional, with the exception of an email and a name and a username. But phone number is optional. The birthday is optional. I put in November 16th because actually today we are celebrating Pivot's 8th anniversary. However, I was not able to then put in 2004. I think the most recent, or the latest year would give me was something like 1998, which would mean that Instagram users have to be at least 14 or so. Anyway, so you can put in your birthday and then a biography. Now you can see I have a lot typed here for the biography, and I found out actually after I hit submit that you can only have a biography of up to 150 characters. So I actually had to pare this down a little bit to get it to fit into what they have. In terms of the other things you can do here, you can change your password, obviously. You can manage which applications are used with Instagram. So if you've set it up to link to your Facebook account or other applications, you can manage that here, and you can log out. So really, you're not seeing a lot here. You're not seeing, in terms of if you compare this with Facebook and the options that Facebook has, you're really not even seeing at this point privacy settings, which there actually are more of in the mobile application. You're not seeing anything about having sort of multiple admins, which has to do with the fact that at this point this is not specifically a business profile. This is just a generic profile on Instagram. So they're not looking at having various people administer it. So you can see that it really is pretty limited in terms of what you're able to put in. Once you have edited your profile, then you can go and look at what you've got. And so this is what it looks like. I created the account really quickly, and then I went around to all of our staff here at Pivot and said, I need to take your picture really fast for this webinar I'm putting together. And then I did a little bit of filtering on each of the pictures that I took. And so you can see that actually Instagram lays it out in a really nice way, and you can see maybe why I say I think it looks a lot like Facebook, right? This looks like a timeline cover image up here, and then this is your profile photo right here, and then you can see the description it's giving you. I mean, it really looks very, very similar to how Facebook is set up. A cool thing that Instagram does, again, because every Instagram picture is a square. It's able to play with these shapes. So what happens when you've set these up is that these start fading in and out and switching to other pictures as you do it. So it becomes a sort of changing timeline. I keep calling it a timeline, right? Because I'm thinking about Facebook, because it looks so much like that. It becomes a changing sort of cover image for your Instagram web profile. So that's pretty fun, I think. And then as you go down the page, there's not a whole lot to see except that it's going to start showing all of your photos and showing sort of when they were taken. And then as you hover over them, you can start to see a little more information about them. You can see the heart is how many people have liked the photo, and the little voice bubble here is how many people have commented on the photo. So for right now, that's 0 and 0 for that particular photo. And then it just continues on down based on how many photos you've taken and does them in chronological order. And then when you click on a picture, you can actually then go in and see see the number of likes that it has, and you can see all of the comments on that particular photo. Eric was pretty skeptical when I took his picture yesterday. Really did not want me to do it, so that's why I've decided to show it to you twice now. It's a brother's revenge. Anyway, so this is what you're going to see when you actually open up a photo. You can start to see the thread of comments on that photo. And that truly is the extent of what the web profiles do so far. They show all of your Instagram photos in chronological order. They let you provide a brief description of yourself. They give you an attractive looking sort of cover image for your page, and they give you some minor abilities to edit your profile. So that's what they do. That's how to set them up. And I want to just talk about some takeaways here and things to think about as it comes to these web profiles. So first of all, as I've been saying, it is early, and the web profiles are still a bit limited. I think that eventually I could see them doing sort of a Pinterest kind of thing and letting you group things into albums. I think there will probably eventually be more of a way within the Instagram web profile to connect with other users. Right now, when let me just actually go back to it really fast. Go back to the overall profile look. Right now, if somebody came to our page, right, it says enter profile because I was logged in as Pivot. If I were not logged in as Pivot, if I were logged in as somebody else, then this would say follow, and so it would give me the option to follow that. But even then, as the owner of this page, when I was logged in as Pivot Group, you can see over here it says 3 followers, and I was not even able to see who those followers were, which is, on Facebook you can see your friends, on Twitter you can see who your followers are, and so here I am on Instagram, and I'm actually not even able to see who those followers are. So I think they'll probably change that up a little bit. Honestly, the Instagram web profile feels a little rushed to me at this point. It is attractive, but it seems like in terms of what you have come to expect from other social media sites, there are just a few things that they haven't yet thought of. So as I said, takeaway number 2 here, no follower information. The biographies only let you have 150 characters. Certainly none of the other tools that you might be able to do with Facebook where you might be sort of identifying interests or anything like that. It really is a pretty bare bones system right now. Another takeaway, I do think there are advantages to being an early adopter of certain technologies. I said in a webinar a few times ago that that using Instagram I think is good for businesses because it has a hipness factor to it, and it's something that a lot of people use, and so therefore I think they will enjoy the fact that you as a company that they're associated with are also using it. And so to have one of these Instagram web profiles, if you have the time and the interest to do it, and this very well, if you have the time and interest to do it, I think being an early adopter of this could help sort of set you apart further as somebody who is, keeping on top of technology, somebody who is really into being social with your customers, building those relationships, and that sort of thing. And of course, Instagram is made for showing off what you have, what you do, your products, your services, that sort of thing. because it is all about photos and letting you do these sort of fun filters with them, it is really a purely visual kind of thing, and so use it to highlight things that you do. It's really not hard to make sort of quasi-artistic looking photos using Instagram, and that's the fun of it all. So so just keep that in mind. I mean, I think that is sort of one of its main purposes, in addition to sort of building relationships and being out there socially. One of its main purposes is just to be able to show off your product, show off your customers using your products and services, that sort of thing. I also think there are great customer engagement possibilities here, and I was thinking about how this might work. Right now, this is unlike Pinterest because you can't upload a photo. It's unlike Facebook for that reason. It's unlike Twitter. Instagram is only what is on your web profile is only going to be determined by what photos you are taking using your mobile phone. And so that's still going to be true, at least so far, because Instagram, because they don't want you uploading other photos that weren't made by them, basically, because that's the whole point of what Instagram does. And so you can't do something like, you can't do a photo contest on Instagram the way that you might do it on some other on Pinterest or on Facebook, right? You can't have people email you their photos and then upload them to your Instagram account. Now, what you could do, however, is invite your customers to make their own Instagram web profiles, maybe even give them some tips on how to get started with it. And once you've done that, then hold a photo contest. Say, tell people to send you their links to to their pictures of them using the product or service that you have, and then you can go and look at their web profiles, and you can have some comments around that and that sort of thing. So there are ways to do it, but it is going to look a little bit different. These customer photos are not going to show up within your profile because of the nature of the way Instagram is all set up. Takeaway number 6, you probably have many people on staff who can help. As I said, Instagram is very popular. Many people use it regularly to sort of adjust their photos and make them look a little more stylized. And so if you're not familiar with Instagram, if you're not comfortable with it, there probably is somebody on staff who can help you with it and who can help get that company page set up. I think one of the interesting sort of tricks with Instagram right now and their web profiles will be the fact that, again, it's all based out of your mobile phone. So if you are taking pictures on behalf of your company, you want to sort of double check and make sure that you are logged into Instagram as your company and not as you personally. Or maybe the flip side of saying that is you want to make sure that if you're taking pictures of things personally, that you're not logged into your company account by accident, so that you're uploading personal photos to your Instagram account. So I think there will be, by nature of the fact that it's something that is on your mobile phone, and so it's more casual, I think there will need to be that extra step taken to ensure that you're uploading things to the correct account. But again, there are probably many people on staff who would be happy to help you with that. Make sure if you do go ahead and start an Instagram web profile that you put it out there, that you let people know that you've done it. Again, I think there's some capital to be had by being able to tell people that you're doing this new thing, and so invite people to come and see it and start commenting on photos and following you through Instagram. And then takeaway number 8, and this is really more of just an idea than a takeaway, consider letting your customers decide what your profile's focus will be. So what would it be like if you put in your customer newsletter or an email to your customers, hey, we're going to start up an Instagram web profile because we think it would be fun to do. What should it be about? Should it be about pictures of our product? Should it be community pictures? Should we, try to take pictures of sort of obscure things and let you all try to guess what it is? Maybe your customers might have some really interesting ideas about what your Instagram web profile could be all about. So think about sort of putting them in the driver's seat. It could be, again, a really good sort of customer engagement kind of thing to be able to let them have some decision-making power on that. So those are my takeaways. I do have a handful of questions here, so let me go ahead and address those. One of them says, can multiple users log into a single account using their own phones? And I'm really glad this question was asked, actually. The answer is yes. You can log into an account from different phones. My assumption, because of the way we were sort of doing it in the office yesterday, my assumption is that you can even do that simultaneously. And so, as I was thinking about how you could do customer engagement, I was even thinking, if you really wanted to be bold and crazy about it, you could actually put your username and your password out there to your customers and actually invite people to upload their own photos. Now, that probably gets a little risky, in case there are people who, who post things inappropriately or something like that. So it's something to think about. And actually, another thing that I learned as I was sort of just playing around with the web profiles yesterday, another limitation of it is that, again, from your mobile phone, you can delete an Instagram photo you've taken, but you cannot delete a photo from the web profile. So, so that would be a danger there. But yes, it is good to know if you have multiple people at your company using the page, definitely 2 or 3 or 4 of you could be using the same web profile, signing into the same profile. Again, just making sure that you're logging out of it before you use Instagram for personal use. Let's see, other question here. Do you think that Instagram will monetize their site with ads? Well, yes, I do think that. Eventually, that seems to be the way that all social media sites are going. So particularly if Instagram web profiles take off and become something that a lot of people are using, I do think we'll start to see ads popping up somewhere within Instagram as well. So I think that's something that we can probably expect. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Let me show you the, like I said, next 2 weeks from today, Friday the 30th, we will be talking about Pinterest business profiles, sort of what those are, how to set them up, or how to switch your account over if you have a Pinterest account right now for your business, how to switch it over to become a business profile. So we'll be talking about all that 2 weeks from today. Dave Neustraden's next Straight Talk on Telco Marketing webinar for our telecommunications clients will be Wednesday, November 28th at 11 o'clock, so that's the week after next. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I am grateful to all of you, as long as we're sharing Thanksgivings, grateful to all of you for joining us at the Straight Talk on Social Media webinars. It's nice to know that I'm not just talking into the space. It's nice to have you all on the line. So thanks so much, and have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks. Remember to keep your media social and your talk straight.